Hello everyone, welcome back to our next video in Core Python playlist. As of now, we have seen two important advanced data types in Python, that is list and tuple. Now we are moving to something called as dictionary. So let me show you how a dictionary looks like first. And if you remember, I have told you that it is denoted by curly brackets. So let me show you, I'm defining a dictionary by the name D equals to, and now you can see I am using this curly brackets. All right, so first understand how a dictionary looks like. So dictionary, first thing about dictionary is dictionary is unstructured, means the way we have elements in list and tuple, we don't have those type of values here into dictionary. So there into list and tuple we have something called as the concept of indexing, and the data was structured. Here dictionary is unstructured simply means there is no concept of indexing. Negative positive indexing is not there into the dictionary. So how elements are stored, let's discuss that. So your dictionary consists of two things. For each pair it consists of two things. One thing is called as key. Let me just write it down here. One thing is called as key, and then we write colon, and second part of it is your value. All right, so let me just show you how it looks like. For example, I'm going with a. Okay, as we are using string or character we use, what we have to put is single quotes, right? If you remember, and if you're directly writing any numeric value, you have to write those values directly. So for example, I'm writing like this. Okay, let me write few so that it will be easy for us to then discuss. I'm just going with capital alphabets. All right, so for example, this is what how a dictionary is denoted, and if you just print D, it is showing the complete dictionary. And let's just cross check the type of D as well. So it is showing us it is DICT, dict basically. All right, so let's understand the meaning of it. So if you see it carefully, your dictionary consists of two things, that is key and the value. The important thing is the key has to be a constant value. It cannot be something which is mutable. Okay, but it can be anything which is immutable. So what I mean to say is it can be a string value, it can be an alphabet, it can be any numeric value, it can be a fraction value, it can also be a tuple. Understood? But it cannot be a list. If you remember, the key, I mean the list is what mutable, so it can be changed. So into these two part, that is key value pair, your key should not be anything which is mutable. It has to be something which is immutable. And we know string, any number, talk about tuple, they are all immutable, it cannot be changed, right? So right now I've just taken the value of key to be a, x, and m. All right, and now let's talk about the values. After colon, what you have is the values. So values can be anything. You can have any mutable, immutable, any data type can be a value. All right. So this is how you define a dictionary. And multiple elements, if you have key value pairs, if you have, they are separated by comma. All right. And as I said, there is no indexing. It's not like, this pair got 0th index and then this one, then this two. It's nothing like that. There is no indexing. Let's just see what this. So when I'm putting d of 0, it will be giving me an error clearly. Okay, key error. Okay, so there is no indexing here. But now how do we access the elements of dictionary? Let's see that. So all the elements of dictionary can be accessed through the keys. So d of a, when I'm printing, you can see 123 is getting printed. So simply means what? It simply means that instead of indexing, what we have is the keys. And whatever values that you want to store, you will be putting that after colon, and they are called as the values. Is that clear? So for example, if I want to access 789, what I will be putting up here, I'll be putting up capital M. And let me be very clear that if you put small m, it will be giving me an error because your Python is case sensitive. You have to be very careful with the cases as well. So I have written here capital M, so you have to write capital M to access 789. Is that clear? I hope you're getting this. So let's make one more dictionary by the some other name. Let's just go with capital. A equals to. I told you that your list can have anything, right? So let's see. I'm going with 5 colon, and let me have values to be something else. Okay, so one key value pair I have now, where key is 5 and my value is Python. And for example, 10 colon 1000 comma, see, let's go with a tuple value, for example, 1 comma 2 comma 3 colon, or one, let's say, to be stats. Okay, so you can see here what I have is 5 to be the key, 10 to be the key, and 1 2 3, that is a tuple, to be a key. And the values are Python, 1000, and stats, right? So again, I'm repeating that keys can be any, keys cannot be anything. It has to be what? Immutable value. So 5, 10, and 123, a tuple, is immutable. And Python 1000 stats are values. It can be anything. Okay, so let's see now. I have executed it. So when I am accessing like this, a of 5, it should give me the Python. Here 5 is not index, 5 is, I'm talking about the key. Is that clear? I do have 5 key, right? So let's just go with 10. So in this case, 10 is showing 1000, the value of that 10 key. All right, now if I have a tuple, I have to give a tuple inside this, 1 comma 2 comma 3, and it will show me stats. I hope it's clear to you how you define a dictionary, right? And let me just add up one more. And in this case, let me just declare a new dictionary, x equals 2, for example. I am declaring 123 1 comma 2 comma 3, for example, as key, and let's just go with Python as the value of this dictionary. So this will give me an error clearly telling me that I can't have a key as some mutable value. 123, and it's a list basically, right? I have declared this as a list, so it is giving me an error because into key you can't have anything which is mutable. All right, and now in this case, what's happening? Tell me. In this case, I am declaring a x with Python as key and 123 a list to be the value. So this will be allowed because key is a constant value now. So let me just show you. In this case, if I try to access this, so it will give me, sorry, it's not, let me just execute this once again and execute this. Yeah, so when I'm saying x of Python, this is allowed, and it's showing me the Python key of x has the value as 123 a list basically. So this is how you can access any particular element of the dictionary. Okay, and there is no indexing into it. Now moving ahead, I hope you understood all these things. Let me show you with these two examples all things we can do. There's few functions that we need to remember into dictionary. One is like, you can have, there's a function called items. So when I say d.items and execute this, you can see it is showing me all the elements of my dictionary, right? Same goes with if I go with a.items, it's showing me all the values of it. Now what is the difference? The difference is when you call d.items, it is giving me a tuple of, if you see it carefully, a tuple, a list of the values inside a tuple. Okay, now they are not key values. Okay, it is a list of the tuples. Okay, each and every a123, x456, m789. So inside a list, the pair of tuple are created. So if you have to access in that way, you can access it. Is that clear? So that is what items is. Now I can also access, let me just, better not to edit here, I will be writing it here. Like for example, I can access all the keys only. So there is a function called keys. Okay, as a function, so you have to write down brackets. So if you just want to access all the keys of any dictionary, you just write d.keys, the dictionary name and keys, and it will be giving you all the keys. Okay, and in other case, let's go with, check with the a dictionary as well. So it is showing me all the value, all the keys of my a dictionary. Okay, now that is the keys function. Now we have something called as values as well. Sometimes we just need to get the values of any dictionary. So like here in this case, a, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, 8, 9, and Python 1000 stats are the values of a. So let's just check for a as well. So when I go with a dot values, you can see these values are shown. Is that clear? I hope you're getting it. So if you just want to access, if you want all the things, you can go with items. If you want to get the keys only, there's a keys function. If you want to get the values, there's a values function. All right. Now, if you want to pop out any particular element, there are two ways to do it. There's a function called pop that we can directly call, like a dot pop, and into a you have to pass the value of which, I mean the value of the key uh, that you want to delete from the dictionary. Okay, so we know there's a key called 5. So let's see, I will say a dot pop 5. So if you see now into a, there is no 5 colon Python key value pair anymore, right? It is deleted. Okay, the important thing that you need to note about pop is it will delete that particular key value pair, but it will also pop out. Like for example, you want to store this Python somewhere, so you can store it like this. So for example, if I'm writing m equals to, so Python will get stored into m. Is that clear? So that pop is will delete, at the same time it will also will give this the value of that particular key. Like in this case, 5 was the key that we have given and Python was popped out. Is that clear? And now for example, if I want to delete something, I can write like this as well. I can call a del function, and for example, I want to delete 10 from a. So what I can write is del, and I can write a of, and into this I have to pass, I mean a of 10 only. So you can see after this, a does not contain 10 colon 1000, this key value pair. Okay, so for popping out or deleting, we just have to pass the key. Okay, and if you see the difference between pop and deleted, delete does not return its value. Like we didn't get 1000 as the return value, but pop will give the value of that particular key as return value as well. Both will delete, but that is the only difference. So I mean, that's it about dictionary. There is nothing more to it. And in data science, at some time, for declaring the data frame, we will be using it, and nothing much of it that we required, especially keys and values we will be using through it, and we will sometime use how to access any particular element as well. So I hope you understood that's all about dictionary. Into next session we'll be talking about uh, set function, set data type into Python. Thank you.